Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Patty Stratton with Above and Beyond Travel. Did I get that right, Patty?
You got it right.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Above and Beyond Travel. Now, that sounds like a travel agency.
It is a travel agency.
In today's world of the internet and stuff, why would someone want a travel agent?
You can do that on the internet. You absolutely can. But there are problems with that.
I have heard that rumor. That's particularly why I asked that question. There are a lot of people that, they hear on the radio, call, do this one or that one, but it doesn't work that way. The various different, they'll get you the best airline price, but and like I shared with you before we went on the air, I know of people that have had what they thought were reservations, because I live in a resort area,
Sure.
and they turn up there and they've been charged, their credit card's been charged, but the hotel is closed for renovation, or there's a special event and there's no rooms available or something like that.
That's correct.
And when they've done it on their own, they're pretty much out of luck.
They are stuck.
But if you got a travel agent, now you got an advocate.
I'm behind you.
Yeah.
And that's the number one reason why you would want to use a travel agency is because you have accountability. So if something goes wrong, I'm there for you. I will turn that around immediately. You can call me 24/7 and you are taken care of. Another reason is the knowledge that agents have. I can do all the research for you. I've traveled some myself, so I can put my personal experience in on that too. But you don't want to just depend on what you see or hear from friends. Or
no, because
websites.
the internet, for all that it is not a lot of all what people think it is. There's a lot of, pictures are nice. Reality can be starkly different.
Maybe it looks differently.
And you were telling me before we went on the air, you're also associated with a larger web of travel agents, aren't you?
Exactly. I belong to a couple of associations. If I have questions about a site, perhaps that I have not been to, I have lots of people to go to within my agency, but also across agencies too. We help each other out, and I have the ability to post, hey, I have clients going to Rome. What kind of a boutique hotel might you have in mind? Help, and you get responses immediately.
Wow,
so it's very helpful.
That's pretty good.
It's great.
Cool.
Great.
How long have you been doing this now?
I did it when I retired, so that was started 3 years ago.
All right.
But I have much more experience than 3 years because my training happens every day.
Yeah.
So I just came back from a 5-day in Las Vegas where we had classes from 7 in the morning till 6 at night. So I see you smiling, and you think I was out having a good time.
I'm just picturing a travel agent getting a travel agent so they can go to Vegas for a travel agent seminar.
I booked that myself.
Very good.
But I do that. I'm getting ready to go to one in Hawaii for 6 days. I'll be in October. Plus I take webinars and small classes all the time.
Patty, what most people don't realize is knowledge is power.
And
when you're beginning to plan a vacation or maybe it's even a business trip, if you don't have experience, you may want to just seek out a professional. I mean, you're not going to do surgery on yourself. You want to get a doctor. You're not, unless you're a mechanic with today's cars, you're not going to get underneath the hood.
You're definitely not.
With all the variables in travel, and most people don't realize how many variables there are, you're so much better off having someone represent you, knowing, if this happens to fall through, that, there's a plan B or a plan C, and it's right there, and you just take them through it, and that's your job. You're their advocate. Besides just getting the tickets and stuff for them, you advocate for them throughout their entire trip.
Exactly.
And that can be very important.
It is extremely important. I just had a client who was diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately, and so they're not able to take their trip right now. But I was able to get all of their money back because we had done insurance, a smart thing to do, and it was covered 100%, and they've got money now tucked away for after the recovery. And,
when things like that come up, sometimes airlines and hotels, they're not real quick to volunteer to return that fund, are they?
They don't. Airlines are especially difficult to work with.
Right.
And unless you're willing to pay a $200 change fee plus a $50 fee, you're not going to get anything back. and often you might get a credit. So they're still holding your money.
Right.
But with the travel agent, they can do so much more, and they have so many more, I don't know, contacts. For instance, I had a couple on their honeymoon in New York. Neither one of them had ever been to New York, so that was so much fun. So much fun. I got to put the whole thing together with them, and I called the hotel to let them know that it was a special time for them, and the hotel went above and beyond anything that I could have asked them to do.
That was the other thing I was going to ask you. Besides being an advocate for when things go south, you're also a planner, you know, for someone that's going to a place that they've never been to before. And, you know, okay, I'm going to go to Fresno or I'm going to go to Yosemite and then I'm going to sit there in the valley. And yet there's so much that they can see and do. But if they don't know it, if they don't have that familiarity, or if they're not, you know, a professional in the field, they come here, they do that, and they miss so much. You know, and it's the same way when you're going to somewhere else.
Well, and that's the beauty of what I do too. I get to learn about the destination myself, but I do all that research. And what people are finding is that, wow, you get on the internet, there is information. Some of it not so good, some of it, you know, legit and straightforward. However, it takes hours and hours into days to plan a trip, you know, for a week. And who has that kind of time when you're working up to the day that you leave, you're leaving for the, you know, maybe 6 days.
And also getting the most bang for your buck. And that could be very important in today's world.
I work very well with budgets.
Yeah.
So you tell me what you have to spend, and I will make sure that it fits within that parameter. My job is not to oversell you or try to squeeze every nickel out of you. My job is to make it the vacation that you want within your budget.
Excellent. That sounds wonderful.
So luxury to budget, I can do all of that.
Above and beyond travel.
Above and beyond
So
travel.
we can get, I've got your card here, so I'm going to read this. It's all one word. If you want to get a hold of her via email, it's above and beyond travelwithpatty@gmail.com. Very good. And how else can we get a hold of you? We got a Facebook page.
I do have a Facebook page, Above and Beyond Travel with Patty.
Above and Beyond Travel with Patty. That shouldn't be hard to find. I'll bet you there's not another one out there on Facebook.
There's not another one. It's the only one that comes up.
Good.
And I'm always at the ready to answer your phone calls.
Which
I'm here
is-
in Clovis.
Phone number is?
Phone number is 559-940-3752.
And you answer the phone calls and you give advice and...
Absolutely. I
That's
do
awesome.
it all.
You do it
Anywhere
all.
you want to go,
Anywhere.
I can get you there. Anywhere.
Wow.
I just did an Iceland trip.
Really?
I'm just putting the finishing touches on that for a family of 7. They'll be there for 14 days. That was fun. I sent a family to China. There were 3 of them, and they had a ball. Also, I had a client that wanted to do the full foliage last year. I said, well, it's not a good year based on the rain that they got. I said, but how about if we kind of concentrate on Boston? So they were okay with that because it was going to take too long to do the whole eastern coast. They didn't have that much time. They came back and they wanted to move to Boston.
Uh-oh.
I said, whoa, your sister's going to be mad at me.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't do that, but they love their trip. So
Awesome. You like what you do, don't you?
I love what I do. I really have a passion for travel.
That's great.
And for people, so.
Well, Patty, I appreciate you being on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
This
I
is
do
very good.
appreciate it.
You get a hold of this young lady. If you're planning on travel, I cannot tell you how important it is to have an advocate or to have someone that has the ability and the resources to pre-plan for you before you go on your trip. Get a hold of her. Above and Beyond Travel, Patty Stratton. See you when we come back.